live here. Yeah. So I hope you're listening properly. So if you're listening, just type in the chat so that we can start the class. As you can see, this will be the first class ever here in MAIS English to be completely in English. And it will be an easy topic that will be important for, I guess, every single one of you when it comes to communicating and understanding what others mean in English, and it is future tense. So all of you that are here listening to me, could you please type in the chat? And don't be afraid. I'll be like, if you're not understanding what I'm saying properly, just keep on. Like, it's a chance. It's a chance for us to comprehend a lot, just a bit of how English is spoken. I can see that a lot of you are quitting. So let's just start the class here, and please type in the chat here if everything is okay, if the audio is okay. I'll just send you here so that we can start with today's class. So, future tense, will or going to. This is the general knowledge. It will be the starting point for us today. Talking about the future. It is what future tense is. We will talk about things in the future. Events, ideas, or experiences that haven't taken place yet. That is, things that are not in the present that are going to happen or will happen. That is what we are going to study here. What is the difference between going to and will? What are the uses for these two expressions? In which context do they apply? Number 3 here at general knowledge is there are a number of ways to express the future, but we will be dealing with will and going to. I use will here, and you will see why I'm using will so much. How do I use will? There are 3 ways here: the affirmative, the negative, and the interrogative ways of creating a sentence. So when you are given a sentence that is affirmative, you use will plus the verb and infinitive. Okay, so let's give an example. I think it will rain today. I think it will rain today. So I'm making what here? What am I doing here? I'm making a prediction. We'll see it in just a few moments. So I think it will rain here today. I think it will rain today. There are too many clouds in the sky. That's a sentence for will and affirmative. So let's see if everything is okay. Let's go. The negative way: will plus not plus verb and infinitive. Or you can contract and make won't. So won't plus verb and infinitive. Won't is will plus not. Okay? Every time you see won't, you know it is the will plus not, then won't. I think it won't rain today. There are no clouds in the sky. I think it will rain today. There are no clouds in this. It won't rain today, sorry. I think it won't rain today. There are no clouds in the sky. Therefore, I'm making another prediction, but this time it is negative. So not raining is my prediction. So I use will not. My prediction is negative. And then the third example is for interrogative. Will plus subject plus verb and infinitive. Will it rain today? I have no idea. Will it rain today? I have no idea. So this time it is a question. I have an answer there. I have no idea. But what are we doing here? We are making, in all these examples, we made predictions, but there are others. There are other ways of using will. There are other uses for will. We'll see it in just about a second here. How do I use going to? Okay, now we had will, we just had will, and now going to. You can see the structure here: affirmative, negative, interrogative, and let's get you the examples so that you can understand it quicker. So, the weather forecast said that it is going to rain today. I took the example of raining again because we can see a difference here between what I just said using will and what I said now using going to. Both are predictions, both are about the future, right? Got it? Both are about the future. But this time, I just said that the weather forecast is the one who told us it is going to rain today. The weather forecast. Therefore, the people that actually are making science and actually have points, have evidence that it is going to rain today. Like they have basis. When I say, oh, I think it will rain today, I have zero to no evidence. I'm just looking at something and then getting to a conclusion. But when there are actual evidences, and concrete evidence, therefore science and history and all, you can actually make that prediction by using going to. So the evidence here is that the weather forecast is saying what it is saying. The fact that it is going to rain today is a prediction based on an evidence, and that is science, okay? So we can already notice a difference between this kind of use for will and going to. Going to is based on evidence for making predictions, whilst will is based on your personal opinion. So let's see if it is all going okay here. I think so. Just checking if the audio is working right and if the video is working right also. So this is what I just told you here. This is an example for the weather forecast, and let's say for economists, right? Economists. If you ask the weather forecaster to make a prediction about the weather, he or she might say, oh, it is going to rain, it is going to be sunny. Let's change the matter here. It is going to be sunny tomorrow. Temperatures are going to be between 20 and 22 degrees. That is the weather forecast is saying. It is going to rain on the East Coast in the evening, and tomorrow night is going to be cloudy. The weather forecaster, therefore, a meteorologist is speaking this, is saying this, so it is based on science. Then you could hear an economist making a prediction regarding the economy in a country, or the levels of employment or unemployment, and the creation of jobs. So an economist is a person who has studied economics. So economists use evidence from history and data that has been collected to help them make their predictions. Again, you have data, you have evidence, and then you make a prediction. Economists can do that. Based on that, if you ask an economist to make a prediction about the economy, he or she might say unemployment levels are going to fall next year. So that prediction is based on evidence, is based on data. They can say taxes are not going to increase based on their data. So it is an important thing to separate what is based on evidence and what is not. Therefore, you can choose between will or going to. It is important to know that. So we talked about only making predictions here, and you can see that going to is used for evidence, but there are other ways of using will and going to here. Voluntary actions, promises for will. So voluntary actions, we are quarantine. I hope so. We are in quarantine. If you can stay at home, stay at home. And then your mom or your pop tells you, I'm starving here. Like I would really love to eat a hamburger. And then you think, okay, I can do something for that. And you tell your mom or your dad, hey, I will ask something. I will deliver something on iFood, for example. Or if he or she is thirsty, you can say, oh, I will grab a glass of water for you. So you're making yourself a voluntary for doing something. And promises. So sometimes we don't drink enough water, and our mom or our dad says, oh, you should drink more water. And then you make a promise, I promise I will drink more water. Truly, I will drink more water. You are making a promise. Therefore, you use will. It is not good to use going to for making promises, okay? So making promises or volunteering for something, use will. And then going to. Going to is the best for when you're trying to explain what you are planning. So if you're planning to study medicine after you finish high school, for example, you can say, I'm going to study medicine after I finish high school. Or you could say, I'm going to study economy after I finish high school. Or I'm not going to study anything when I finish high school. I want to take a gap year. I'm going to take a gap year. I'm going to take a gap year. See, you're expressing your plans. You're expressing what you're planning to do. What are you intending to do in the future? So if that is planned, use going to. It is extremely important to see that. So this chart here is nice for you to see, and to take a print screen or something. It is important to recognize these differences because grammar is actually important for TOEFL and those tests that require more than just speaking. They require the rules that the language has. Okay. Now that we got these ideas of what do you use for what do you use will and for what do you use going to, we're gonna listen to two songs here, and the first one is Stand By Me. I think you have heard it before. It is quite possible that you have heard it before. So just enjoy yourselves, and it will have lyrics, so don't worry. And then I'll show you like the main points here. Oh, it may get quite loud, so don't panic. It will be louder than my voice.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see,
so it finished here. I don't know why, but it is already enough for us to see what we want to extract here. Uh, the songs is by this song was written by Ben E. King. I don't know much about him, but this song is awesome. And you can see that I highlighted the won'ts here. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. I won't cry. I won't cry. Uh, this song is clearly a love letter, and it it is clearly expressing how the person feels for another person and all of that. And when won't is used here, it is used for a purpose. What is this purpose of saying no? I won't be afraid. I won't cry. I won't cry. You're talking about the future. So, are you making a promise? Possibly, possibly. That's a promise. That's a promise. So, promising that he won't be afraid, that he won't cry, and he won't shed a tear, just as long as she or he stands by him. You can see here the use of will as a promise. Using songs for taking examples on grammatical meanings and all of that is quite essential. Then we have another song here. It is this song, We're Going to Be Friends, from the White Stripes, and let's play it. So this song is, I really recommend it. I'll recommend it to you. I'll post here the links for both of them. The description in at the chat. So we're going to be friends. The White Stripes. Uh, you can you can notice that the way he pronunciates it, the word going to, is not the same as I just did. I said going to. He said gonna. It is a contraction, so it is pretty not formal. It is not formal, but it is common to hear gonna instead of going to be. But those two ways of pronouncing are for the same thing, going to. So we can the lyrics are about like friendship and nostalgia, and like this phrase here, I can tell that we are gonna be friends, is based on like the evidence that he's showing, like fall is here, hear the yell, back to school, ring the bell, brand new shoes, walking blues, climb the fence, books and pens. He's making a prediction based on those evidence that he has. It is quite poetical, like because we are dealing with a song, because we're dealing with something that is subjective. Going to is acceptable, even though it is not a scientific biases, or it's not scientific data, but in this subjective world of songs, it is okay to use because the purpose that you are showing is subjective. It is not objective. So we just listened to two songs here, Stand By Me and We're Going to Be Friends. They will be at the description. We don't have any legal rights over them, so it's only for educational purposes. I really recommend those to you. And this class was just an introduction. We'll have exercises in Google Classroom, so you stay tuned because you will receive some exercises on Google Forms so that you can try to put on work what you just heard here. Remember this chart here, this chart is extremely important for you to comprehend the exercises. This is good for memorizing what will and going to like represent. So I guess that we have finished our class today. If you're let me know if like the audio was okay, if the class was nice. Did you like the songs? Did you know the songs? Something like that. I'll wait in the chat. Just let me know here if I'm not just talking alone. If I'm not just talking by myself here. So, hey. So I guess we have finished here as nobody answered. So thank you all for these 21 minutes of class. It was really an introduction to will and going to and future tense. It was just to give a quick brief around the subject, and I hope you liked it. Really, I put some effort here. Oh, thank you, Maria. Thank you. So, have a nice day, you all. Prepare for the exercises. Like, do the exercises, please. And that's it. Bye bye.